You have not been doing this. You do not have the skills. You do not have the history. You do not have the ideology. You don't have the philosophy. You don't have the psychology. You don't have the resilience. You don't have the culture. You don't have the language to do what we do. We are not doing the same thing. Kendrick said it differently. I'm not going to use this word. We are not the same.
Right.
You ain't even close. Last season, we proved that whiteness is still under the same gaze that whiteness was in 1864, in 1777, in 1619. They still pitchforking. They still pillaging. We are not the same. It's time for the Paul Robeson Negro of the Week Award. Oh, I got lightheaded. It's been a while. All right, so we are on our first episode back. Season 5 is so glad to have y'all back. And the person I want to celebrate this morning is what I consider to be, I know celebrity is dying, sweetheart, right? Mm-hmm. I know that the influence of celebrity is on its way out. But I still think there are some parables and lessons that we can learn from some of these stories. When I name my top 5 Howard students of all time, number 2 is always Marlon Wayans. Mm-hmm. And part of that I be playing. 90% I'm playing. The other 10% of that truth, the talented 10th of that truth, if you will, is that I see a lot of myself in Marlon.
Okay.
I am the little brother. I am the youngest. On the patriarchal, on the father side of my family, I am the Marlon, very much so. I have older cousins who are state attorneys, have older cousins who have opened businesses to grand success. Greater cousins have older cousins and older family members who have invented pieces of cars, who have worked in technology and industry. My father, if you have driven in South Carolina, you have experienced my father's work. That sounded so poetic, but it's true. My father has laid more roads and overseen more construction crews than you have eaten sunflower seeds in your lifetime. So very much so, I feel as if there is even if you want to take it back to the ancestors, take it back to great-grand-aunt Mary McLeod Bethune, or my alleged cousin James Brown. There are North Stars that come before me on my direct ancestral plane. And I feel so much pressure all the time to perform up to that level. And so every time I see Marlon Wayans and his physical comedy, his very goofy self, his less than attractive, supposed to be attractive brothers, every time I see Marlon Wayans, I see a little bit of myself. I see that sweaty, dirty kid that was in Drew Hall, just like Marlon Wayans was. But I also see the capacity for grand success. Play the video, sweetheart. Because a man that we have very much so torn apart on this show, DJ Vlad, came for one of the greatest black men in time, mm-hmm. and thought it would be sweet. Actually, he thought there would be war. Turns out, it was just Wayne's success. Play the video.
When, you and Vlad went through what y'all went through.
Fuck that nigga. fuck him and his beard.
You and Vlad went through what y'all
I didn't
went through.
go through it. And I no disrespect to him. I'm over it. Like, he disrespected me. I had no... You should see the text. How many times I was like, bro, we ain't got to do this. Like, you're saying fuck you to we with that price. Bro, we don't have to do this. Well, I'll give you 5,000. I said, bro, we ain't got to do this. Bro, just leave it alone. We good, bro. You wait. I'm going to talk to Ari Spears about this. What the fuck are you telling my business on your platform? That's when it got tricky. How you going to tell my business to another black man about my price? How dare you? Now you're trying to make us crabs in a barrel. Now you're trying to make me and Aries, go to war. And I'm like... See, that made me go, that's why I'm not fucking with your platform.
Wait, he told you he was going to do that before the interview happened?
He told me when I told him I didn't want to do the interview, he was like, "Oh, the price," and I was just like, "Bro, the price is the price. Let it go. You're saying fuck you to me. I didn't say fuck you to me. To this day, I still haven't said fuck you to him. The only way I said fuck you to him was when he kept going. I was like, all right, so here's what's gonna happen. You're trying to diminish my value. You're trying to diminish my worth. You're trying to diminish my prolific career that I know I have worked hard for. Now I'm gonna show you." Revenge, success is a man's best revenge. Now I'm gonna show you, me and you ain't in the same fucking league, bro. You don't have $1 billion of box office behind you. You don't have a 35-year creating your own material, your own shows, your own series. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go do some legendary shit, and I'm gonna go do it to everybody else except fucking you.
That's some cold shit. Marlon Wayans, not playing. Marlon Wayans is not playing for a physical comedian who was considered the little brother, who was considered the jokester, who's considered the most immature, who's supposed to be the least successful of all of them. The little brother said, watch me. I'm not going back and forth with you.
Right.
You want nothing positive to me at all. I'm not going back and forth with you. Because we are not the same.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been noticing in this election season, and I said I wasn't going to talk about politics, and I'm still not going to talk about politics. But what I've been noticing in this election season is that we put a fool, a fascist, a dumbass, a failure in debate with political greatness. And we put them in the same conversation as if they are the same. As if we say, oh, one should show me policy, the other should show me coherency. And that makes them equitable because they both are doing the same thing. We are not doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Vlad looked like.
Right.
What have you made? You couldn't touch the toe of the intro to the Wayans Brothers show, let alone the history and the legacy of the Wayans. And need I remind you, Marlon Wayans has now reacquired the IP for Scary Movie. And I want to remind you that it was a Wayans IP, but it was not Marlon's. Think about that for a second. Marlon Wayans has resecured the Scary Movie IP, the same IP that was stolen from him by who? The Weinsteins.
Damn.
Stolen from him by who? The Weinsteins. And he has reclaimed the Scary Movie IP, not for the Weinsteins. It was never his movie to begin with. That's Keenan Ivory movie.
Right.
That's his lane. But Marlon has secured it for the family line. Again, I came to tell you here, folks, I'm telling you, Wake and Bake with BMO 6, we finna tear down these tools of whiteness, and we are finna prove we are not the same. You have not been doing this. You do not have the skills. You do not have the history. You do not have the ideology. You don't have the philosophy. You don't have the psychology. You don't have the resilience. You don't have the culture. You don't have the language to do what we do. We are not doing the same thing. Kendrick said it differently. I'm not going to use this word. We are not the same.
Right.
You ain't even close. Last season, we proved that whiteness is still under the same gaze that whiteness was in 1864, in 1777, in 1619. They still pitchforking. They still pillaging. We are not the same. We have come to reclaim. Marlon Wayans, you are our Paul Robeson, Negro of the Wake. You have set us up right. You have set us out right. We have come to reclaim. The best part of waking up is BMO and Blood.